Never answer the door, even if it sounds like her. I always loved visiting my grandma's farm in Pennsylvania. No cell service, just endless cornfields and the old, dark woods. But this summer, Grandma looked different. She was pale, and her hands wouldn't stop shaking. Instead of her usual hug, she handed me a yellowed piece of paper. Read it twice, she whispered. If you love me, Leo, do not break these rules. I thought she was just getting old and paranoid. The list had 5 bizarre rules. Close all curtains by 7:30 p.m. If you hear a dog barking in the kitchen, don't look under the table. We don't have a dog. Ignore the scratching on the roof. It's just the wind. If someone calls your name from the woods, never answer, even if it sounds like me. If the hallway clock stops, lock your door and stay inside until sunrise. I laughed and tossed the paper on my nightstand. That was my first mistake. On the third night, around 11 p.m., I heard a soft voice outside my window. Leo, honey, can you help me? I tripped my leg. It was Grandma. It sounded exactly like her, the same rasp, the same loving tone. I reached for the window latch, my heart racing. I wanted to run out and save her. But then, my eyes hit the paper. Rule number 4. I froze. I crept to Grandma's room and peeked in. She was fast asleep, snoring softly. My blood turned to ice. If Grandma was in her bed, who was calling me from the dark? I ran back to my room, locking the door. The voice outside changed. It wasn't Grandma anymore. It became a low, distorted gargle. Leo, I know you're awake. Open the glass. Then came the scratching. Heavy, rhythmic thuds on the roof. Something with too many limbs was crawling above my head. Rule number 3. Suddenly, the ticking of the clock in the hallway stopped. Rule number 5. Dead silence. Then, the front door creaked open. Footsteps started down the hallway. Thump, drag, thump, drag. They stopped right outside my door. Leo, a voice whispered through the wood. It was Grandma's voice again. Leo, honey, I'm scared. Open the door. I sat in the dark, tears streaming down my face, listening to Grandma beg and scream for 3 hours. She scratched at the wood until her fingernails sounded like they were breaking. At sunrise, everything went silent. I found Grandma in the kitchen. She saw my pale face and sighed. You stayed in your room, she whispered. Good boy. The front door was still bolted from the inside. Whatever was in the hallway hadn't come through the door. I left that day and never went back. In the rearview mirror, I saw a tall, pale figure in Grandma's dress standing by the woods. It had no face, just a smooth, white surface. It raised a hand and waved. Would you stay for the house?